Hello, everybody! My god, the longer Remo is gone, the more I turn into him. Started with the mute. Unbelievable. Ha, Mashop. You thought the intro is coming. But I gotcha. Yesterday you thought the intro isn't coming, but today it is it's not coming. Gotta keep you guys on your toes. Welcome, everybody. For the 15-minute countdown. 4 people wrote something. But the second you're muted for a bit, here they are again. Haha, Caster! Idiot, didn't hit the button. I am an idiot, I can say. And I don't really know what's up. I'm an idiot because I forgot to charge my headphones tonight. Usually, I always plug them in at night. Then they are recharged in the morning. Then I can cast. Apparently, I forgot this last night. So, I plugged it in. That was before I took a shower and got breakfast and stuff. I come back to the desk. Put on the headset. Dee-derm. Critical battery. What? I plugged you into the charger thing. Why? How? Why do you discharge whatever was left of my... I don't get it. I don't understand. Technology has gone too far. It's doing its own thing. So now I got a power bank next to me that's plugged into my wireless headphones, making them wired headphones. That's a way to start the week, huh? That's the way to start the week. We are here for Cup, Matrix the Movement Cup for $7,000. That's a lot of cheddar. And if you had other things to do the weekend, I won't say better things to do, because there's very, very few things better than to watch Back to Warcraft. If you had other things to do with all your real life, enjoying the weather, you gamer, then you might be surprised when we look into the bracket. Because yesterday we had a group with Happy, Focus, Colorful, and Moon. And there was a big favorite. And there was Happy. But this happened. Happy has been eliminated back-to-back by Colorful. 2-1, 2-1. Oh, ho, ho, ho. What a war this was. What an absolute war this was. Focus winning the group was, I guess, on nobody's card. Happy losing the group was, I think, on nobody's card. And you know what? There were some very, very, very atypical mistakes by Happy. He donated his DK more than twice. Pretty crucial mistakes. And it also felt like he wasn't, like, I don't want to say determined. He was probably very determined to win that series. But you know, I missed his killer instinct. It felt like he's adjusting on the fly and didn't come in with like the clearest game plan. And Colorful played incredibly well. In 6 maps, there was maybe 1 time he missed a staff or a potion. 1 godless Demon Hunter donation here on Autumn Leaves. That was, I thought, oh my god, old Colorful is back. But no. Really, really, really good games by Colorful, man. I would have loved to see Focus versus Happy as well to get an eye on the Orc Undead matchup, but not here. But maybe in the playoffs, because we got 2 more Undeads, and today is Undead versus Human Day. Fortitude 120 and Infi versus LabyRinth. We could get... I don't even think it's that unrealistic. I think it is a possibility that we get 5 human Undeads in a row. Forty is the favorite versus 120 because 40 is a god in this matchup, and 120's worst matchup is the human matchup, so 40 clearly favored here. Infi is really good in this matchup, but Labby is probably the best undead versus human player in the world, I would say. So for me, Labby is the favorite. Then we automatically got 4 human undeads. And then I think 40 is the favorite versus Labby, and Infi is the favorite versus 1-0 to a degree. Oh, that's very much 50-50. I think that's very much 50-50. So if you like human undead, this is the day for you. Lots of game tape for us to see if ghouls are glorified acolytes or if everything is still fine, or if we see some meta developments shifting from Crypt Lord to Lich. We'll see. We did a poll. Who wins this group? And there is a clear favorite. There's a clear favorite. And that was to be expected. 40, previous world champion. Runner-up. No, 3rd place in Super League. If there's a favorite, it's him. Even though he lost his 2nd rank in ELO. Mamma mia. Kaho number 2. Better for you, right? Kaho number 2. We updated the ELOs yesterday. So the matches of yesterday are not included yet. The big jump will happen from Colorful towards Happy as he defeated him twice. Happy will lose a couple of points. Kaho played phenomenally in show matches, defeated Fortitude a couple of times, for the first time on this patch actually, and therefore conquered the rank 2, but it's very, very, very close, and Fortitude has of course today the chance to get a couple of points for this ranking. All 4 races represented once in the top 4, and then you, behind that, you can screw and screw and screw the ranking to your liking. You can say just 1 human in the top 9. Oh my god, human rip. You can say just 1 night elf in the top 7. Oh my god. You can say 3 undeads in the top 7 over performance. Whatever your agenda is, you can take this ranking and adjust it to your needs. That's the beauty of the ELO ranking. So it's a daily controversy and a daily talking point. When the broadcast ended yesterday, said we probably have a Reddit thread already. And we did get a Reddit pretty much immediately about yesterday. Happy should change his name to Sad, was the Reddit thread. You can kind of make a conclusion based on the title. He's too happy, must have riled up Blizzard. Poor guy, tried so hard in game 3 in the Lotus bracket only to lose his Lich. That was a banger game, by the way, with Dryads, Bears, Mountain Giants versus Ghouls, Fiends, Statues, Destroyers, Banshees. Wagons, A-bombs. You got a lot. That was dope. Do people realize that in the 20-year history of Warcraft, ghouls are at their weakest right now in 2025? Why is it that for 18 years since the original release, nobody ever said ghouls were strong? Cack, what a lie! Yet only after Happy perfected the art of extreme ghoul micro did everybody start screaming for nerfs. Until then, weren't ghouls just disposable units like the human footman? Well, congratulations! Undead has now been nerfed to the point of being unplayable, just like you wanted. Happy now? Yeah, unplayable. Shout out to the person. He didn't use the sentence nerfed into the ground. So, thumbs up for that. Happy's an amazing player. The fact that it remained so long in the game 3 is impressive. Yep, that was a sick game 3. And then he misplayed the hero focus big time. The Lich was under pressure. His inventory was full. His DK had 2 heal potions. And he couldn't swap it in time. Warcraft 3 is literally the only game I know where balance changes are centered around an individual player. What a revisionist history that is. Because if you turn back the time 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 3 undeads in the top 4 of Super League, 3 undeads, 3 undeads, 3 undeads in the top 4, 3 undeads. That was the narrative 4 weeks ago. Now it's just an individual player. So what is it? Is it 3 or is it 1? Make up your mind, Reddit.
Less than 3.
Less than 3, Tom Typhoon, legend. I think it was practicing too hard for all ATR and M-Cup and forgot to play standard. I think this is a big part of it. Happy was basically playing all the randoms 3 weeks straight. And Colorful was grinding games. Last time Happy didn't make it out of the group was 3 years ago in TED Cup 10 when he lost 0-2 to Focus and then 0-2 to 15 Sway. Yes! I was asking the question yesterday. When was the last time Happy was eliminated in the group stage? And nice research, Tuck. Very nice. True, I remember this now. The 0-2 to 15 Sway. That's crazy. Nice comment. I like. So yeah, that's the Reddit. Happy and 1-0 being the top 4 is not surprising. Labby being 1 is. That was surprising. Everyone has a different opinion. No, Yang Fang. On the internet, there's a hive mind. There's one side and there's the other side. And then they gotta fight until one side is so annoyed that they don't engage with the other side anymore. There's no nuance. There's just Discord. That's the world we live in. Warcraft 3 is literally the only game where balance changes center around one player. Ever heard of Cyril? Well, there was Rainer as well, right? There were a couple of undeads. Maru got Reaper nerfed 3 times. It was the same with TH and Infi. Nice, Aligma. The statement is the balance is centered around one player and you name 2. That's great. But yeah, I getcha. I getcha. And regarding this comment, ghouls are the weakest in their existence. Well, people also use them in new ways the last 1.5 years, and then balance has to be adjusted to the way people use them. Anyway, everybody, we got our human versus undead day, and we start things with the previous world champion, the king of Dubai, the king of Dortmund, the Dolphin Cup champion, if I remember correctly. I always mix up Dolphin and Don't Force Me Cup. Second day of the Cup Invitational, $7,000 on the line, Focus and Colorful in the finals. And I hope our stats are correct. Let me switch it up real quick. 4-0 for Fortitude versus 1-0 is, to me, not a big surprise. It is rank 3 versus rank 6 in the ELO right now. Fortitude, an absolute monster in this matchup. The best human versus undead player out there. From the top 3 undeads that we have, 1-0 Happy and Labby. 1-0 probably has the weakest human matchup, so he goes into this as the underdog. But we'll see where this game goes here now. Oops, I did a end sign and not a dollar sign. There's the dollar sign. We start things on springtime, where undeads have been a bit more towards the Lich. And it is a Crypt Lord. Interesting. 1-0 was more or less on the forefront of experimenting with Lich, and we've seen more and more Liches, especially because the Lich is really good against the late game human when they switch to Griffins, where the Crypt Lord obviously doesn't shine. Because, like a pig, he can't look up in the sky. He can only eat what's on the ground. Where he eats pretty much everything, to be fair. But no, 1-0 back to Crypt Lord. Fortitude you can expect a lot of Archmage play, a lot of Water Elemental play, a lot of harass, and then the back and forth cancel culture that we're used to seeing. This is the first time I see this matchup unfold on a high level since the Ghoul nerf, where they got 1 damage taken away. This is not the first time this has been played, because... Oh, we get the happy build here with the double cell. Okay. 40 has played versus LabyRinth. It was a 6-1 in a show match. But of course, that's now 5 days ago, maybe? Not entirely sure. We still try the expo. This will take some time. And 40 is almost atypically very aggressive once again. The meta had shifted a little bit towards a more defensive play on the human side, but this might come as a surprise here. Ghoul pretty much immediately wrecked. Nice deny here though. Archmage not level 2 just yet. This is quite annoying. And no damage towards the economy or the ziggurats. There's of course still plenty of time, but if you harass at level 1, there's no Brilliance Aura to support you. Now we got level 2 with parallel creeping of Militia. And these defenses were already hard when ghouls had 1 damage more. Now obviously even harder. And especially Fortitude should be the king of this matchup. So far, 1-2-0 is alive, but 2 more ghouls falling. According to public statements, ghouls are not doing any damage anymore anyway, so it should hurt losing them, right, Chatter? 40 is Tekken. No expansion here on Springtime, rather a rifle push. That's the same strategy we've seen before. For 1-2-0, it's all about the defense. Get the expo up, get the towers up, get the graveyard up, and fortify. Ideally, cause some trouble and delay level 3.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think Walker 3 should buff more. I agree. So, solid distraction. Cryptlord level 2 can work with Impale now. 1-2-0 sold 2 buildings here to get the necessary resources. And I guess this is working fine for now. Since 40 had to switch gears now to more creeping. New speechless? No, I said I agree. Did that not go through? Was it too quiet? I said I agree. A lot of games have power creep. We got the opposite. Yeah, sorry, I adjusted my noise gate a little bit because there's construction going outside and I don't want you to hear all the drilling. And then that comment, I guess, got lost in the filter. A lot of people will probably claim that more of my comments should get filtered. But screw you. Expo now. Uncancelable. Should be uncancelable. 2 seconds and now it gets the siege armor. Good defensive position for 1-2-0. Lots of mana as well. And 1 tower up. Impale doing fine. We have no Rod of Necromancy unfortunately anymore. This is not 40's full push. He probably trying to weaken the defenses here. He got the mercs, which is fine. 1-2-0. He's cooking. Berserkers around after the Impale. If you trade mercenaries for ghouls, that's totally fine. I mean, it depends on the number of things. 3 water elementals and still so much mana. He's still got a 4th. Lots and lots and lots of damage. 1-2-0 on the way to the tech. Does not forget about the altar. Did he rebuild the shop yet? No, he didn't. And Acolytes are suffering. With the Necropolis being cancelled, that is now a weak spot. as of course that drastically reduces the income. We have 1 footy left in the fight, 2 footies left. Cryptlord has to do some heavy lifting. Thankfully 120, unlike many other undeads at the moment, is not forgetting about any of the crucial buildings. He's rebuilding them all. His tech was also quite fast. Like, this is a fragile expansion in comparison. Like, if you see Labby play, he's building that famous Fort Knox with like 3 towers, super late tech. Not the case for 120. Income reduced, Mountain King coming out, rifle transition done, and casters coming in as well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Six acolytes only. Man, does he need that tech to finish. Quite some corpses. Cryptlord got level 3. Archmage has a staff and a town portal. Mountain King comes in naked. I would be very surprised if this rifle push is not successful. But hey, 120. Surprise me. We got the Wand of Negation. We got a mana potion. But that's about it. That's the investments he can do early on. There's one more water elemental after this one. Less than ideal, of course, is that the Necropolis got killed, that there's no shop here, that there's no spirit towers or anything. Militia coming in. This line of defense doesn't seem to be too great. Flowboy Jory, thank you for the sub. Wolves chasing priests, but he might just out-heal them at this point. Oh my. Oh my. The priest survives. What a tank. Only 7 ghouls left. We're not switching into fiends, interestingly. We double down. Young Fang with the 5 gift subs. Gift sub 352. The supply lead is glaring. And this Cryptlord is kind of trapped here. No DK. Yep, just dead. Too much damage by Fortitude. Got further and further and further ahead the longer the game went. He shut this down. I think not enough stability by 120 and too fast of attack would be my guess. My initial guess. 1 Nerup only. No fiends. Not sure if you can play that fragile. Get a real meal. I'm cooking every day. What do you mean? Thank you, mate. Thank you, thank you. Crucial by Fortitude and nice assessment of the situation. You can just straight go for the Acolytes. They were super exposed. Not walled off. He never got the Necropolis up. Ah, because the guy says sub for the next donor. Again, I don't have a good kebab store near me anymore. Sad. Sad, sad, sad. But self-made kebab with Satan. So good. So good. And yeah, if I could afford a sub, if I could afford a kebab with a sub, I either time traveled or I get food poisoning. Oh man. But I guess, as I said before, this is the best human vs undead player in the top scene against the weakest undead vs human player in the top scene. Shouldn't draw too many conclusions from this one. I appreciate the sentiment, Flowboy Jory, though. I will. Hammerfall next, a bigger map, and maybe a map where Fortitude will not resort to the rifle push, but rather for his own second base. Let's see. Winner bracket final is one map away. So far, no surprises. No surprises in hero picks, no surprises in timings. So far, that stays that way. Fortitude was very vocal after his WSB win that Blizzard should please nerf human more. Oh, he was probably rubbing his hands over that ghoul nerf. TH made a comment, by the way, after the ghoul nerf was on PTR for 6 weeks, that Blizzard should have just changed it from 12 to 13. From 12-14 to 12-13. So shave off 1 max damage, but not reduce the min damage. Next time, speak up earlier, Mr. Ling Ling Ling. Hello, Mr. Ape-Man, and hello, Ape-Man Raiders. I was tuning in earlier this morning. Thank you for that entertainment. We are covering MM Cup, where we potentially have an entire day of human vs. undead. Pog. We haven't seen any Dark Rangers yet, in case you're asking. It is Cryptlord. And you only missed 1 map, which was pretty decisive. Did anybody try Undead Dark Ranger versus Human? As currently Dark Ranger is conquering every single matchup there is. Might be worth a try. Think outside the box.
A player's forces are under attack.
Dave Holder, let's go. Thank you.
Let's go D2W.
Let's go, Dave. So yeah, this does look like the strategy that we're used to seeing. And I kind of want to take something back that I said earlier. I said no surprises. To me, the early level 1 harass was quite a surprise by Fortitude on map 1.
A town is under siege.
But we have a tele staff, and we got an Archmage here again. Classic level 2 water elemental push.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, Dondo, good point. Remind me after the game. So this matchup is always about getting expansions up. And we've seen the cancel with Archmage and Staff. That means he has to walk home. Very nice find of the replenishment potion. So mana surely not an issue. We got a ghoul in the main, and that's causing some trouble as the workers are so hurt. Militia called to arrest that ghoul. It's a crime to have this low damage. But 1-0 gets some work done, I gotta say. 40 is unable to move north for now. Can he hold him for 1 more minute? And then what's 40 going to do? I think this is very successful so far. Did he unsummon the shop again? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Pioneer happy. Selling all of his businesses. Seems like it's catching on. Second try for 40. Cryptlord slowly running out of mana. He has 1 more summon. This time we go Beetles too. Unlike before. But this is looking fine. 40 is on the opposite side of the map of where he wants to be. Still somewhat of a defensive stance. And there's movement by 1-0 everywhere. More ghouls coming in. Then I wonder... what's his tech timing? And how much he invests into defense. Ghouls, very hurt already. You gotta be careful to not feed that Archmage too much, but he is far away from level 4. Will retreat a little bit too late, I would say, and he doesn't get that Arcane Tower. And it's an absurd number of footmen. 8 of them already. Boots on the Archmage to be able to move away. Cryptlord has more mana. Cryptlord can summon more beetles, but it shouldn't be enough to get any meaningful kills, really. Narub Tower up. He's going again for the Necropolis, right? Or is he? No, he's not. No herd ghouls here. So many of them as well. Mass tier 1. The herd ghouls are returning now. Archmage basically waiting for them. Very finicky micro here now. 1-0, best fiend micro in the world, but the school micro sometimes a little lackluster. This is looking a lot better though, as the water elemental still 2/3. And the footmen are coming in. Uh-oh. Will we witness a ghoul slaughter here? Cryptlord has to respond. We need reinforcements for 1-0 here at the top. Well, Fortitude is getting his expo up, of course. Acolytes being slaughtered, but this time the Necropolis should be safe. Kinda lucky that the ghouls get out here. Impale thrown for a little bit of damage. Archmage hurt, and he got the heal scroll. What a blessing this scroll was. Nice to send the Archmage to the side. He wasn't necessary here, as the Water Elemental Footman did the job for him. And how do you stop this? How do you stop this in time? If you go Fiends, there's gonna be the Fend. 40 is teching now as well, catching up in that regard. But damage is done. In comparison to game 1, at least we got the Necropolis, so he's not suffering from having only one Acolyte for like 2 minutes. Archmage made it to 4 though. These footmen just look unstoppable here.
The town is under siege. Players' forces are under attack.
The beetles don't seem to be enough. Echo Light Slaughter. He survived the tech to tier 2. DK coming. Of course, he has to invest a lot into Acolytes. 40. Man, these footmen just won't leave. They don't get the note. You know, when you have friends over and you kind of show them the door already, but they're asking for another beer. That's the footman here. We all have those friends. We've all been that friend. You just want to go to sleep, man. Especially since we're getting older. Is the DK the rescue? How many ghouls have been slaughtered here? Can we get another heal scroll? 40 is so rich. He could gather the troops and get another heal scroll and keep this up.
A player's forces are under attack.
Wild action everywhere. How many Acolytes have we seen in this game, man? It's crazy. And how many have been slaughtered. A wild early game. 40 leaves with another fireball to the face. Oh, is that the heal scroll? So easily afforded. Yep. But maybe only for later. Double mana pot, no wand of negation, which is interesting to me. Or did he use it already? Maybe he used it already. So, economically, 40 took over. Experience-wise as well. First mana potion used already on the Cryptlord to keep it up here. Great footy saves, of course, by 40. And he's not interrupting that with any beetles. There's no tower. Beetles could cancel all of this. Like the Cryptlord just did. Okay, first aggressive move by 120 in like, what, 4 or 5 minutes. Impale hits. And Ghouls get a sweet concave for now. 40 got to reposition to not feed all the footmen away. Coil level 1 available, but of course not 100% here. And that's a Stormbolt, and that's another coil. But we have more Stormbolt. Surround, staff. And 3 seconds on the Stormbolt to stop that one. 3 beetles, unfortunately, not part of the fight at all. He just simply forgot about them. That's like 3 ghouls. And 40 in prime shape. Because not only is it hard to survive until this point, it's also incredibly hard to survive the late game when the Griffins are coming. Only 3 beetles. I see John Lennon is missing. Nice mashup. Hydra spitting the poison. Ring of Protection could be very nice. DK picks it up. Bit of a gold leader as well. And we're switching into Fiends. That took some time. We finally got the money for it. We go for Fiends, for Web already. We had mana potions here. That's not a great sign for these Fiends. Perfect 5 points around. Can he fight him out there? That one Fiend, maybe? With Impale? Oh, he had no mana for the coil, unfortunately. Both are blasting through the mana. Masu, thank you for the 39. Archmage. Oh, Impale soon. It's like 3 mana off.
A player's forces are under attack.
Good day, everyone. Last day of work before vacation. Accompanied by Warcraft. Life is good.
Unless you're an undead player, right? Sun Nation, enjoy. And the good thing, on vacation, you can watch a lot of Warcraft. So, good things get even better. Enjoy, man. And survive the last day. I'll be here for you. And good substreak was coming in. I'm really curious to see the direct comparison between 4120 and Infi Labby. Archmage level 5, of course, ungodly strong. Mountain King not just yet. DK didn't make lots of progress here. 120 gets one of the big consumables on the map. As the gyros are scouting. If you could web one of these early on, that would be fantastic. 120 destroyer push. Supply even. 40 got a lot of gold, but no lumber. That keeps him capped at the moment. Oh, these ghouls are not attacking. That's just wasted time for the ghouls. Knights up, gyros up, griffins up. And 120 has never been a huge fan of Banshees, so we'll see. Siege is on. And seems like Siege is off again. Little bit of creeping. At least we got Unholy Aura now, but of course the level 2 coil is missing against this gigantic damage that's gonna come out of the human side here. With Stormbolt, Holy Light, Knights, everything will do a lot of damage. No Destroyer up, despite the upgrade. And 40 stopped gyro production immediately. 40 still got 1,000 gold. Very tough to break through this. 20 seconds. And 40 is not interested in defending at all. Blacksmith down. Solid kills. But can he hold the expo? That's the way bigger question. Trading a town portal, and so far he can. Not a single tower down. No exit kills from what I could see. Here's a knight. Oh, that's a dono. Love a free unit. 2-1 upgrades on 1-2-0. One of 1-2-0's best games against Fortitude that I can remember, actually. I still think he's gonna have lots of problems against the Griffins. Lots and lots and lots of problems. Mountain King, big mana potion as well. And 40 with clap. 0.4 levels away from a powerful clap. And then it's just so much magic damage, man. If only Undeads had a unit that could protect from magic and spell damage. It was rough enough to get to that stage in the game, though. But the resources are there. Going for a little Destro push here. We trade again. Fortitude, no TP this time. Only interested in the red spot. Look at that. Tower's gone. Workers will be gone as well. Fortitude has a TP now, as he was at the shop. And 1-2-0 plays it careful. TP. Could just trade TPs. The last few rules done. Not bad. 1-2-2. The inventory is crazy though for 40. His army value still far ahead. 8 Griffins, 9 Gyros. How do you counter this air? Thankfully 1-2-0 is the best Fiend player in the world, but is that enough? Here we go. Oh, look at the clap. Oh, look at the clap at the Stormhammers. So much damage on Fortitude. Of course, he doesn't stand a single chance in a straight up fight. No. Let's get it over with. This has been decided. 1-2-0's army gets completely deleted. And the writing was on the wall. You cannot fight this army with this undead army. No chance. Rip. There was no chance. Terrorized him, man. I think 40 could have won that fight with basically his index finger. That's all you need. You know, scratch your balls a little bit. Take the hand off the keyboard. Scratch your balls a little bit. Put your fist in the air already to celebrate. Whatever. There's better usages than this. Easy mode late game at that stage. Mamma mia. I mean, clap dominates the ground. Gyros dominate the air. And the hero's been pretty good. Yeah, super one-sided affair in the late game. And still I gotta say 1-2-0, one of 1-2-0's better games versus 40. But that gives us 40 in the upper bracket final. One match away from the playoffs. And 1-2-0 in the lower bracket semifinal. He will have another shot. So, to go quickly back to what we've said before, because we had a smart comment that is rare in a Twitch chat. So, I was talking about an Orc Wolf tweet that... Hey. What the? How can I not see that parent comment? Oh, Twitter is so bullshit. TH stated in the stream, Blizzard's nerf to the ghouls are unreasonable. Balance changes should change the upper limit of a certain attribute, not the lower limit, the base value. Blizzard changes are insane. There is a counterpoint by Dondo Lare. Pop out, sticky. Huh? Why is that not showing up now? It's supposed to be showing up. Anyway, let's do it that way. Don Dolare says, you could only do that by either removing one die or make each die throw one instead of two. That would be a huge nerf for all the times ghouls get upgrades. Don Dolare is smarter than TH. Who's that? Sounds like a big douche. Wow, Don Dolare trashing TH. That's unreasonable, but okay, maybe that's a point to remember when this is brought up again. Just to clarify, he was of course not talking about TH. I found that funny. Coming from a game like Smite, I can only say this much discourse and balance after the smallest damage shows how well balanced Walker 3 is compared to other games. Deacon! Oh my god! A positive and reasonable comment on this. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate you. So yeah, these discussions never end. Never end. But Deacon, dude. Good comment. Young Fang with the gift sub. 5 gift subs. Again. He won the lottery again. He won the lottery again this weekend. But yeah, Deacon, that is not only... That's the second time where a unit gets like -1 damage and it changes a lot. It's not the smallest change. I mean... It is the smallest possible change on a damage value. That's what he means. Like, I don't know. If you tell another game, like if you reduce damage by 1, it completely changes something. That is the minimum you can do, right? Of course, you can tackle things differently. But let's just speak superficially here. And yes, I agree. I very much agree. Durdle5 with the 4 month. Nice nick, brother. Niedlichkeitsbonus, also a super lovely nickname. Thank you for the prime. When was the last time a tier 1 unit was nerfed like this? Headhunters in 2022? But, let's be honest here, guys. This result that we've just seen would have been the very, very, very same on the old patch. That is no surprise. Forty is beating 120 on a very, 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 very regular basis. It's been a year since the last 120 win, and that's a lot of very decisive series in a row. For Fortitude, we put one on top. So the rich get richer, the winners win more, I guess. So, second game. And this is gonna be way more even. It is Infi versus LabyRinth. I adore both players for their skills in this matchup. LabyRinth, of course, one of the newer comers in the upper echelon of the scene. Dominator of the Super League group stage. In the playoffs, unfortunately, in the final, he couldn't hold a candle too happy. He couldn't raise the roof anymore. But the Super League group stage shall never be forgotten. Infi on the other side, absolute legend of the game, multiple time world champion. One of the best to ever do it in Warcraft. I think if you put up a top 5, Infi has to be in it. Could be a contender for more. So, while 1-0 shines with Fiends and in the Orc matchup, Labby shines in the human matchup. There was a time, and there might still be that time, where people argue if Labby's human matchup is better than Happy's human matchup.
Yo, happy Monday from my working desk, hey guys.
Brandastic, thank you for the 28. Glad you have a desk, unlike other viewers, like Uskill. So, same map. Gotta check if I got the right... Yeah, I got the right name. Same map, same build. We'll see if the expo positions are the same as well, and if Labby is selling both of the buildings. Smoking now! Thank you for the 71 months. Man, that's such a long time. Such a long time.
A player's forces are under attack.
Sent out the package earlier. Thank you, Pios! Very, very much looking forward to it. Okay, selling buildings has reached the meta in Asia fully. Happy did it first. In the Super League semifinal versus Fortitude. And now everybody's doing it. So, unlike most of the time where Labby is the influencer in meta, this time it's Happy again. Infi and Fortitude are pretty tight in style, I would say. They are almost carbon copies. Fortitude probably a bit cleaner. But unlike a sock, Infi is incredibly close to Fortitude. And so they learn from each other. Infi also playing a lot since Super League. He's playing a lot of show matches. And similar to Fortitude, creeping up here. Ooh. Early shot by LabyRinth. He's not rushing across. Look at that. Not trying to creep jack. Ooh, living on the edge. Ooh, the slow units always get aggro from creeps. Still manages this perfectly. I was about to say, sends them straight into the fangs of Infi. Who is the aggressor now? This still needs 50 seconds. And Labby wasn't in position. We've seen this before in the show match of Labby versus Fortitude. You gotta be in position for the defenses. Soul 8-Man Shorts showed that pretty brilliantly on a game on Tidehunters. Labby is always greedy for XP. Very much understandable, I'd say. Trying to catch up in human leveling. And he got the fast level 3 now, which is quite atypical for a Crypt Lord in this position. And now he's looking for offense. With Beetles level 2. Does this work out that the corpses are still here? Yes.
A town is under siege.
How good is the macro? Labby needs big kills here. So far, it's alright. Just can't get surrounded. Counter block at the ready. He is dealing with the footman quite nicely. And second attempt. How long can he keep Infi busy? Dizzy says, I think the difference between 40 and Infi is very small, and Labby is way stronger than 120 compared to the Infi 40 difference. I still think 40 is a lot better than Infi, but I agree with the rest of your assessment. And Infi is not nearly as stable as Fortitude. That's probably 40's biggest asset in tournaments. I mean, there's still a big discrepancy between... Oh, sweet surround by Labby. Punishes the misposition by Infi hard. He got close to the Narub tower. Does he still have enough damage? Are the footmen in range? They're not, right? No, they're not. Deliberate choice here as well. This is another cancel by Infi, making the best out of a suboptimal position. This could be a big cleanup job now. 1 footy down, 2 footies down. This is not that great. And that's another one. Telegraphing us around already. Just lock it in, brother. Lock it in. Ay, ay, ay. Expo up, though. Shop up at the Expo. You got boots as well as staff. Tech is pretty fast for Infi. Oh, 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 oh. Letting that footman live. Labby. 50% expo. Tech has started. By the way, my voice seems a bit shot from the 10-hour stream yesterday. Don't know if I can fix that for the cast. But now Labby is chasing Infi across the map. Both got boots. At least you can keep track. And Haunted is coming up.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is uncancelable from here on out. So, Labby, what are your ideas for the mid and late game? A couple of missed opportunities, maybe. For surrounds, that's for sure. But no offensive potential with water elementals. Therefore, Zeppelin and Shredder. Impale Steel, maybe? That would be level 4. It is level 4. And more! Item goes to Infi. It's Scroll of the Beast, but it's a 1 level advantage for Labby. Shredder also, thanks to his Zapper! Oh my god, he blows up the Shredder with a Zapper. Labby is a genius. Might need a Zeppelin himself now or anything to evacuate staff. And he's tanky enough to survive this. Pork play, Labby. Quick thinking. Of course this cost a little with the Zapper, but losing a Shredder is detrimental to Infi. His lumber is pretty low. He only has 8 to 9 lumber workers. Beautiful play, LabyRinth. And that's why he's your favorite undead's favorite undead.
A player's forces are under attack.
What I don't love is that over the fight he forgot the altar. What a roller coaster of emotions. What a roller coaster of emotions. So, to anybody not too familiar with the tech tree, undeads need an altar. Everybody needs an altar to go to tier 3. And if that altar is late, that obviously delays the tier 3 as well. Map, map, map. Trying to ghoul push here for more economy harass. Double Zeppelin by Infi is also not something you see every day. More cargo space, of course. Maybe one for defense, one for offense. Cryptlord level 5. Extremely powerful. He has another mana potion for an impale if he wants to. And no TP. I'm a bit worried here, to be fair. Mountain King is here. Staff can be interrupted now. If you vanilla box him, he's dead. Oh, Labby, no. Wait. Oh my god, 2 seconds off. It was well calculated. I panicked for nothing. And if you... Don't tell me you escaped with 3 out of 4 hurt fools. Okay, 2 dead.
A player's forces are under attack.
This is a match, everybody! We got ourselves a match! And Labby, unlike 1-2-0, going Gargs. Archmage? He needs the impale for the surround, unfortunately. Now he can't staff out. And it's not enough damage. Could have tried to vanilla surround. A Zeppelin save would have also be possible, maybe, but not in time. Here come the Gargs. Is it only 2 Gargs against the double Zeppelin play, or is that more Gargs? DK has arrived. Town portal. Mana potion, Wand of Negation. Labby was the first to really heavily lean into the items that the undeads have in the shop, especially the Wand of Negation to dispel water elementals. Archmage. Wait! He's just dead! Oh my! He passed the staff, but it was too late. Labby, ultra aggro, even takes the water elementals away, so there's no anti-air. The towers are all dead. It's GG, and Labby brings glory to the Scourge with a beautiful, beautiful game. Man, this looked pretty bleak when Infi's attack was rolling in after that chop creep. He was a bit out of position. There was a bit of an opening there for Infi. God damn it. What a match, though. What a match. And Labby shows that it is possible to defeat the human. You were close jumping to conclusions after the first series, weren't ya? Labby brings the solutions, man. Labby finds a way out of this maze. Not bad. I'm looking forward to Infi's solution. And how cool to blow up shredders with the Sapper, man. And how cool to see that we're above 1700 subs again. Raise it! Raise it! Please. Well, well, well. We do have the same set of maps so far. Map number 2 will be played on springtime. Wait, is my consecutive counter correct? Days since March 2nd. Oh, it's not correct yet. It is consecutive streaming day number 569. Because I can't count. There is a very, very, very fine balance between the top players in this matchup. Sometimes it's a creep route, sometimes it's a little bit of positioning, sometimes it's an impale, sometimes it's a sapper against a shredder. It's all about the nuances. Now, what are Infi's solutions? What are Infi's solutions? We get good entertainment here. And so far, the Prophet's prediction has been correct. By the way, one chatter said there's no in-game sound. Is the sound alright, guys? A little bit of feedback on the sound would be lovely. as I don't hear things the same way you do. Archmage and Cryptlord again. Everything fine? It's good? Just thumbs up. Thank you. Maybe Chatter has a filter in his ear. Who knows? Who knows these Twitch chatters? No Lich experimentations anymore. I was almost sure we'd see a Lich. But maybe we hold that for the winner bracket final. A tad louder. Raised it a little bit. The in-game sound is fairly quiet compared to your voice. Yeah, it's also about importance, right? Way more important that you hear me. Not narcissistic at all. To nobody's surprise, we get Expo again. This is fairly different from what we've seen from 40, who was rushing across with level 1 right away. This time it's only a footman. Infi takes a different approach. Once again, we sold Altar, we sold Shop. So only 2 charges of the Rod of Necromancy left. You still get summons, of course, with the beetles, just not an absurd amount. Like 2 instead of 4 on cooldown.
A player's forces are under attack.
And is Infi's Infi is going for a very, very safe approach with double arcane. Oh, do the ghouls still have the power? This will be reduced. This is a cancel. No counter push at all. Arcane up. Can be prepared better now, or dealt with better now, but more beetles. And that's an uncancelled altar. Infi's game in shambles. He's not a rifle pusher at all. This is so many workers dead. Nasty push by Labby. Water Elementals weren't level 3 at all. Cryptlord. Oh my god, an Infi situation. Labby completely destroys Infi on springtime. Jesus. 4 minutes 19. That's unplayable. Destroyed. Four minutes 19. 40 shows his brilliance in the matchup. Labby shows his brilliance in the matchup, and both players will clash. Next. Boom. That's it. End of discussion. The better player wins decisively. And the interesting ones are coming up next. The next 2 matches should be way more even. And then we jump to conclusions and open Reddit threads about it. Can Labby learn something already from Fortitude's play early? Looks like 40's aggression on springtime is a lot better than what we've seen by Infi. Footman will probably on the other side of the map. What is your Infi is like WGL from when I was started watching this. Max, still one of my favorite series of all time. 2016 Grand Final and 2017 Grand Final. Both amazing. Oh, a huge discussion on the Undead Discord. Would love to see that. Stop talking about it, otherwise people will root. Can't get too famous.
569 nice consecutive days is so great, less than 3.
Let's go. Thank you, Hammerlot. Much love, mate. All right, we are 1 hour in the broadcast. We got 2 series done. We are rushing. We are rushing. Has Labby ever won a tier 1 tournament? Nope, but he was in 2 finals. War 3 Champions finals, as well as the Super League finals. To be fair, only 3 people have won tier 1 tournaments in the last 4 years, I would say. Happy 41-0. Am I forgetting something? Someone? Am I? I don't think so. Happy 40, 40, 40, 40, happy 40, 40, happy 1-0, happy 1-0. Yeah, then colorful in 2021. That's the last one. That wasn't won by these top 3. Colorful is the last one outside of happy 1-0 40 to win a tier 1 tournament. They're just the best. They are simply the best. We got a game, everybody, and this looks like it's the best. Oh, I didn't change the thing. Sorry, Out of Warcraft, you have to cut differently. We got ourselves a winner bracket final, everybody, and this is the first tournament not show match between these two. Fortitude, the best human versus undead player in the world, versus LabyRinth, who's making a great case of being the best undead versus human player in the world. They know each other quite a bit. They played a lot of show matches against each other, including their last encounter, which was the only encounter on this patch with the ghoul nerf, and that was instantly a 6-1. Fortitude pretty much destroyed 1-0. LabyRinth pretty much destroyed Infi. One of the matches lasted 4 minutes and 19 seconds. And now these two giants clash. It's the immovable object against the unstoppable force. And who's coming out on top and advancing to the playoffs? 2 players already qualified. That is Colorful, the happy eliminator yesterday, and Focus, who won Group A day ago. In the lower bracket, Infi and 1-0 still have all the chances. And this is where the big boys play. This is what I've been waiting for. LabyRinth was holding back strategies, or is adjusting according to the player, because for the first time in 3 sets, this is not a Crypt Lord. This is the Lich. A meta development that I'm waiting for. Remo was waiting for before he disappeared into the sunset for the vacation. Very powerful, less focused on summons, rather on his spells. Nova, 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 Nova. He wants to create an Ice Age here. Way more fragile, of course, as well. It's a different playstyle. But more late game potential. Which sounds crazy because Impale level 3 is so strong. But a Crypt Lord can't attack air. A Lich can. A Lich might be a solution for Griffins to a degree. And opens up the third hero. That could then be a Dreadlord, a Dark Ranger. Will 40 play the same style as he did against 120? It very much looks like it. Starts the first camp, grabs up the item. Labby knows this. But it's also a mix for 40, right? He might still get level 1.9. Lich in for the steal. Not going for the null, but rather for the footman. Can't get the last hit, as he is a bit out of mana already. 40 plays it well. Is the first to get extra mana. Both heroes similar in that regard. More or less free mana. One with Brilliance Aura, the other with Dark Ritual. One base play.
A player's forces are under attack.
For both? Totally different dynamic compared to what we've seen before with Crypt Lords. So looks like Labby is going for a timing push or maybe a late expansion. And for 40, do you want to play one base versus Lich? I don't think so. So that means his expo and tech will be really late. One of the, I don't want to say ignored, but not too often talked about switches or changes with the ghoul nerf is creep speed. Everybody is talking about, oh, a ghoul doesn't defeat a footman anymore, yada yada yada. It definitely hurts in creep speed. And so this Lich is a little bit too late, waiting for the Nova. Look, shall I wait for the Sasquatch? Not yet. Footman chipping away at the Lich. Ghouls chipping away at the Archmage. Way faster level 3. Double cloak, double ring. We have a TP here and the cloak is a godsend. Or these cloaks are godsend to hide now. And with that, aggression is over. 40 has to lick his wounds. He's playing with a lot of footmen as so often. Spamming these water elementals. And I think until level 2, these water elementals are overwhelming. With level 2 or the usage of Nova, you can maybe deal with that. And then you get the Wand of Negation. Can you afford that? I think Labby is cutting corners wherever he can. Only 8 ghouls. It's not too much. No expo. Just want. I think it's a very sophisticated delay already. Yes, Furu. Ghouls are -1 damage. With the next attack, he's not waiting for the wand. It is a bit unfortunate that Labby didn't get more kills. Because he's 2.7. The DK will bring it most likely, but you also want the slaughterhouse as fast as possible. The next ziggurat. And so at the moment we're just stalling. 6 minute has been reached. 40 is still not on lumber. On the necessary lumber for the tech. And then Snow Gargs, right? Not at all. 40 is looking for an attack towards the slaughterhouse, which is not protected at all. Actually, ignore... there was about to say, ignores the slaughterhouse. That's way too valuable of a target. Wand of Negation used. Still not level 3. He's so close. Can't prevent the slaughterhouse cancel. That hurts. Statues, the backbone of every undead army ever. Well, since Frozen Throne. And now you gotta watch these acolytes and protect these acolytes. Coil? Yeah, absolutely necessary. So far, he's dealing with the harass really well. He had a backup acolyte. He was expecting this. So one loss isn't the end of the world for Labby. Oh, sees the mana potion, pulls the TP. Has to leave without too much damage. It is 2 acolytes down eventually. So 40 seconds reduced income. 1 acolyte kill, of course 20% lower income. So that means a lot.
A player's forces are under attack.
Good move to rebuild the slaughterhouse already. We creep, but Archmage level 4 is not that meaningful. And the delay on the tech is showing. While of course Labby can power creep the Lich, can power creep the DK. And tier 3 is done. So usually you'd aim for a power spike with fast Destros. Voila! And go for some sort of third hero. Due to the economy harass and the rebuild of the slaughterhouse, you can't get everything at once. Plus the investment into Wand of Negation. And then Labby is of course on the timer. 2 base, 1 base, additional income. Big tech lead for LabyRinth though. What's the second hero? Dark Ranger? Third hero, I mean. Doesn't have the resources yet. Super broke. Also no items to sell, really.
A player's forces are under attack.
Body did a great job with 1 attack to delay this push by minutes. But speaking of minutes, we still need 2.5 minutes for 40 to be really competitive with tier 3. We do get towers though. 4 of them here. The main 3. The main, she seems like the better target. Loot, nice. DK3, nice. He's spending quite some time on creeping still. Oh, because he forgot the ziggurat for 50 food. And because of that, he can't go for the third hero. Ouch! Ouch! He can't go Dreadlord anymore. Tier 3 expansion. Similar to how Happy plays against Night Elf.
A player's forces are under attack.
When he gets a big lead and sees that there's no opportunity for a timing push, go for a third base. And this might not be scouted immediately. 40 had a little bit of time to creep. We got a Gark up in the air, but that won't make a difference. Except against the Zeppelin, which we do not have. He just walked in. And 40... Oh, look at that! Coil Nova out of nowhere. Archmage dead, rare mistake by Fortitude with heal scroll and TP. And now it's about this gold mine. Archmage is back, no mana. Lich has another Nova. If he's... Okay, oh, just barely dodges the coil with the town portal. Very good timing by Fortitude though, with 1-2 last attacks going for that expo. Annoying harass, but it doesn't do that much. Gyro's constantly scout now. It's unfortunate that the bottom left-hand side expansion isn't up. And no third hero. No cancel. I think he got a cancel, but the ghouls, he only has 3 ghouls for a long time. And they were busy killing a footman. I think that's why he got low lumber. It's super rare to see, by the way, 2 hero undead. Oh, he didn't cancel? Well, that's unfortunate. As you can see, not a flawless game from either side, but a pretty close one.
A player's forces are under attack.
It's a Dreadlord now. Wow, that's so late! He starts the Dreadlord around the same time as the Paladin. Wait, how's that supposed to work, 40? Oi, 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 that seems inefficient. Creep check. Look at him! Go! Bye-bye, MK! That was destined to fail. Mamma mia! And now the Dreadlord is here. Gyro's coming. He doesn't have... He doesn't have much anti-air, but maybe that's not really necessary. Cutgas Pipe. Dreadlord level 2.3. Cutgas Pipe, Rune Braces, Flute, Claws plus 12 is pretty insane, by the way. But let's not forget the fact that it's still 2 base versus 1 base. Oh, a couple of donos here. Got a Banshee transition. The Griffins are coming. He got the triple aviary, 1300 gold. Mountain King is not leveling though. That's a disaster. Mountain King is staffed out. Nice. Shift to the Mountain King, maybe a bit too late for Coil Nova to have an effect again. He dodges the coil last second.
Are under attack.
Okay. Acolyte Steel? True, how's the Paladin 0 XP? Who's creeping? Goddamn Labby, man. Goddamn Labby. Thank you, Dede. I missed that. Dreadlord 3 is crazy. Nova Swarm against Griffins. How good is it? Swarm is more or less used against Gyros exclusively, right? Second crypt. Gargoyles, Banshees.
Are under attack.
What he needs heal scrolls like a lot. And he first and foremost needs levels, but how do you want to get levels now? The map is empty. And 10 gyros can disappear rather quickly against an army like this. Or the heroes. It's pipes. It's still a really weak undead army. Seems like we just coil Nova away, huh? Mountain King can of course be healed, but if you keep the Paladin low, that healing is limited. We got Griffins up and the Gyros up. The air shall be dominated until we hit the big Carrion Swarms. That one, kinda nice. Destroyer still out of the air and the Griffins do the damage. For now, at least. I gotta say, I expected more control against Gyros. He didn't hit these Carrion Swarms fully. Good damage now. But of course, you want to get rid of the gyros to open up the air for the Gargs. And as long as that's not the case, and as long as the gyros are still raining in the air, Griffins are a problem. Carrion Swarm, big but not enough. Coil ready. Has an Invo Potion on the DK. Might need it soon on the Dreadlord. He is essential. But Labby just lost his entire army. For a lot of damage, but he still lost his entire army. Holy Light ready. Last one. There is an expansion up for that fight. And now we got a game that is incredibly problematic for Fortitude. And apparently... What? I hope you guys still have in-game sound, because I do not. My headphones just gave up. Anyway... That's a first. I'm gonna fix that in a bit. Sorry about... We do? Okay, nice. Where are we? More Gargs. 30 food lead, but the levels are heavily in favor of LabyRinth. Three upgrades on... Oh my god, 3 upgrades on Griffins. We got a lot of mana on these Banshees. Can Labby stall more time? He needs army. ASAP. He's not gonna be supply blocked. I like that. Are there enough towers? Kinda doubtful. How fast can you produce an army is the question.
Players' forces are under attack.
40 also is still rich. Were these losses too much? Or can the undead heroes carry? That's the question. Lich is a beast. Mana potions on the Dreadlord. Would love to see him weave in, Carrion Swarm, weave out. Exactly like that. But this will take some time until it really comes into effect. Level 5 is probably the knockout punch, but that's far away. Oh, 40. 25 extra food. Doesn't want to commit against towers, though. He's definitely respecting that. 2 heal scrolls, 2 mana potions. Can't get a connection with the Dreadlord. That's a very, very odd position we're in now. Landmines. Make it so gyros don't A-click air anymore. Which is definitely harder to control in a fight now. LabyRinth, you gotta pump. Pump, 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 pump. 700 gold. This attack didn't do anything. Labby holds. Oh, snap. He's 20 foot down and still confident. Carrion Swarm, nice. I love how he constantly positions the Griffins in front of the gyros to keep them safe. So the Carrion Swarm hits the max target max target limit thingy. Let me take a second to get sound again. Unacceptable to not have sound. All right. Oh my god, way better, way better. Sorry about that. Any interceptions would be great. 40 is banking till the next game, basically. and going for the ghouls now. Can Labby stop him? He can town portal any given time, but that gives Labby more time to go for 80. He will be supply blocked in a bit. No crazy carrions. Brief exchange. Both are building the ultimate army. Main base is mined out. We go more gyros. Labby is still mining for 200. It's only 11 Gargs. That's not too many. With the help of Carrion Swarm, you gotta fight through 20 air units.
A player's forces are under attack.
And of course, Labby has a huge bank. Are we having a fight over the middle? Not really, right? Double heal scroll on both sides. I wonder... Would Vamp Aura be good? But I don't think so. Sleep too good to stop Holy Light and Staff. But okay, we are still stalling. We're still building the undead army. Tanks now. Oh, I love tanks! He needs barrage though. Barrage tanks, amazing versus Gargs, and as the name suggests, a lot tankier as well. This is gonna be fireworks, everybody. If we get back, is it cute? It's not cute yet. I'm a huge barrage stan. I love this. I might overvalue this. Big time. But he can't deal with this. 100 supply tanks barrage. He just can't forget about the barrage. I guess worst case they pressure the expo. Come on, fireworks. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. I know Chinese New Year is far away. But they hit so many targets. Now Labby knows that the tanks don't have barrage. Dreadlord, careful. Okay, he just uses them to attack buildings. Interesting. Oh, that Garg basically down for free. Huge air fight now. Carrion Swarm. It's so chaotic. Level 5 and level 2 Paladin into Divine Shield immediately. Is this Gargoyle army enough? They do so much damage. Needs more though. One more round. We have mana. Spam that swarm. Tanks got rid of one tower. Where is the air army for 40? Where are the Carrion Swarms? Messy, messy, messy fight. We still got 2 potions. Yo, so many kills, dude. The supply is almost even. 3 defend upgrade on these Gargs, man. That's nuts. Labby holds. Labby holds, and it looked kinda easy. Wait, look for the Archmage. Swarm, Coil, Nova, Town Portal, more gyros. Oh! The prioritize button for the win. This was hard to micro for 40 because he has the landmines. A-click doesn't work, and he didn't go for barrage to attack the Gargs. He could have attacked the Gargs the entire time with the tanks. He watched my replay. Yeah, Teko. Teko in a game against Yumiko also had the same issue. .4 on the Dreadlord. Level 5 Dreadlord is probably game over. Fascinating, by the way, that the Mountain King never made it to 3. .40's mine will run out in less than a minute. He's muscling up one more army, but that's about it. I just used my last snooze button for ads, by the way. If you want to guarantee you see the end of this game ad-free, Prime sub, regular sub, 25% discount right now. Shredder snipe, easy. Oh, it's supposed to be easy. Carry and swarm and win. He's not sniping. With full mana, double mana pot. Ah, feels like a mistake, but whatever. Did we see a single Banshee, by the way? Not really, right? We live in a day and age where Gargs are good against human. Nasty, nasty Nova. 26,000 damage. Lacrids, thank you for the 27. He's controlling this so well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Body's broke. All the damage he's taken now. Body's broke. Needs to save the Dreadlord. He has an Invo potion. Oh, that Carrion Swarm. 40 bit careless. Heroes just never took off. That Mountain King is kind of useless with it. Oh, with a stronger Stormbolt, you can delete Gargs way easier. He's playing around the Carrion Swarm. Couple of Gargs dead. Rip. It's only 7 Gargs left. Is that the right thing to do to engage here? Into the towers. Labby maybe overcommitting here. But he can throw Coil Nova from afar. He has endless mana, basically. What can save 40? Dodges the Carrion Swarm. Okay. 7 seconds on the cooldown. We transition to Fiends now. I guess. There's no night transition possible. Level 3 MK. 40 is not getting income anymore. And the artillery of Swarm Nova will decimate 40 over time. He doesn't even have free healing because there is no priest. Feels like 40 sees the writing on the wall. One last engagement when Carrion Swarm is on cooldown. Sniping these, but he sees the Fiends as well. He knows the time for Gyros is over soon. Labby is leaning heavily into his spells, as a good undead should. Okay, we throw everything at this undead army. Everything is turned into militia, and Labby is just running away. He's waiting for the cooldown to be over. It's at 50%, and then it's just merely peasants. He's still using Nova Swarm, Nova Swarm. And the Expo in the middle is working. DK close to 6 as well. Brutal. Labby's late game army, man. He's just waiting for one good carrion. There it is. 16,000 damage. And now he can take that fight because he got double heal scroll and an invuln and a mana potion. If he takes care of that Griffin, there shouldn't be enough damage anymore for 40 to do this because there's Web now. Dreadlord level 5. Unholy Strength unlocked. Mountain King hits the deck. Level 6. GG. LabyRinth with the win over Fortitude. At least on map 1. At least on map 1. God damn it, what a match. What a war here in Cup. Brilliant play by Labby. Once again, his very, very, very own idea. Damage through the roof on these undead heroes. And they have to be. Labby comes in, Lich first, one base, fast tech, early wand, bit of pressure, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of creeping. Attempted expo tier 3 when he is safe. And great fights. Great fights. I can only speculate how this game would go if the 3 tanks have barrage. What happens if the Mountain King gets like 2 camps more across the game? Because those tiny things, they change everything again, right? And let's not forget, 40 got his Archmage sniped in the middle of the mid game, basically. That ruined a lot too. So a couple of mistakes on both sides, couple of missed opportunity on both sides. But in the end, Labby won, 40-0. Next up, Northern Isles. Dude, 41-0 and 40 versus Labby. It's not the same matchup, man. They're not playing the same game. Whatever. It was a great map. A highly entertaining map. And I want more! And the good news is we get more. Cup LabyRinth is close to qualifying for the semi-final, where he would meet Colorful if he just wins one more map. Walker 3 is freaking beautiful. Lich DK Dreadlord Garg meta. Please let it be true. Hubai Pie Guy. Thank you for the tier 1. Lich or Cryptlord? Cryptlord is switching. Good to see that Labby stays a bit unpredictable. Poopy, how's it going, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. Mr. Pink Pegasus 666, one of the most handsome people in the scene. What a man. What a degen, but what a man. $40 sticks with Archmage. The first people are already speculating. Are we bringing back Pally Rifle? Are we bringing back Pally Rifle?
Our players' forces are under attack.
Expo meta will probably stay up. Yeah, I get that a lot of people are a bit confusing. Last 2 weeks we had the M Cup with all the randoms. Now we have MM Cup, which is regular again. Chinese tournament names, man. I mean, the sponsors are Matrix and Movement, so this is why it's MM Cup, but it is what it is. Heal potion for the Archmage, kinda nice. And 40 is playing a bit passive again. We got the fast forward through the break technology, courtesy of War 3 champions. All hail War 3 champions. Maybe 40 gotta take care of a customer or his kid.
Players' forces are under attack.
So far on 40's side, not much is changing. Different and less aggressive approach. But that's also, I mean, he's playing an entire different matchup, right? Because he's up against the Crypt Lord. So cancel culture is strong again, and that is exactly Fortitude's strong suit. This is what he has done millions of times versus Happy. And this cancel is unpreventable with the Water Elementals. Cancel this time, nicely done. Always the question, how expensive can you make it? And 40, he's teching. It's again the one base rifle push that pretty much wrecked 1-0. We have a little bit of an upside here already because the shop was rebuilt on tier 1. This is something 1-0 didn't do, and so he has constant access to Rods of Necromancy at least. And he also gets a couple more footmen so far. Almost a block. Oh, he gets the kill for level 3. That was super important. And he has an impale up. Wait. Illusions to block out. 40, a little magician. Can you stall enough time? 60 seconds.
Players' forces are under attack.
I guess so. 40 is running out of steam. That's the last Water Elemental for a while, right? He needs 40 more mana. He got no punch behind this anymore. Expo will come up. No heal scroll this time. 3 footmen only. And the blacksmith is a bit late. On the other side, this is a main base. This is considered an undead main base in 2025. There's nothing main about it. It's barely a base.
A player's forces
Labby
are under
needs
attack.
so much stuff in so little time. Graveyard, second crypt. Towers, 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 towers. He built a necropolis there. Oh, so he also needs acolytes. Oh, that's a feast. That's a 40 feast. A surround would do wonders and buy a lot of time. Yeah, there's no way to escape here anymore. He doesn't have a staff, so it's a town portal. But since he come in up with a rifle push right now, I don't think it's even that bad. Would love to have a shop. That would have been neat. A little bit of time to breathe for Labby. A little bit to creep as well. Big consumable on the way. Wow, he techs right away? What happened to Fort Knox, Labby? Is he giving him the time?
Players' forces are under attack.
Crypt, graveyard. Altar, 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 altar. There it is. Level 4, big mana potion, claws. It's not horrible. Archmage has no TP anymore, but he does have the potion. Any chance to get out? We got Clap level 1 that's burning through a little bit of mana here. Can he keep this closed? He's spamming summons. It's still close. Oh, it's not closed anymore. Big mana potion. Clap slows everything down. Very good zoning tool. But this is not the fight 40 wants. He wants to be close to the undead base. He wants to get the towers up. But what he's doing is almost losing his hero. The big mana potion is heaven sent, and the shredder. So much damage for his rifles. He's hitting as hard as a bear. Plus there's bonus damage. This is not a push. It's just a retreat. It's a 2 base, 1 base retreat. And tier 2 is done. That was both 2 consumables. Lots of damage. The punch is surely gonna be weaker. That shredder, I don't think it's like lost or anything. Since you have a shredder, you can pull all 8 ghouls. And 40 is on a timer. We all know no hurry, no hurry. But if you don't hurry, that undead's gonna be filthy rich. With lots of Wand of Negation. And lots of mana pots. And tier 3. Interesting choice to delay the DK. Heal scroll, 1 of each. Mana pot again. Heal scroll, lifesaver. Beetles in the back to cover the retreat. Nicely done. And this shredder. What a brilliant addition to the army this shredder is. First he blows up Infi's shredder with a sapper. And now he blows up all the rifles. He did its job. Fiend coming. Slaughterhouse coming. This is the one push 40 has left in this game. Oh, he wanted to impale steel, huh? Doesn't work against 40. How fortified is this? Oh, there's not even a spirit tower? Okay. Crypt Lord incredibly close to 5. Crypt Lord 5 can almost single-handedly stop this push. Almost. DK 30 seconds. Mountain King brawled his way to level 3. We got Clap Blizzard. Okay, game changer. He got level 5. Impale versus Clap Blizzard. AoE will decide this game. And only one... Oh, nobody has a heal scroll anymore. Blizzard hits the rifles big time, but first and foremost, damage goes to the ghouls. He's hurting everyone, man. He knows no friend, no foe. As long as the Archmage damage numbers are going up, that's what you do. No more mana on the Crypt Lord. DK didn't bring any items. It's chaotic. Feels like both players are slipping a little bit. But that's a heal scroll in 5 seconds.
A town is under siege.
DK didn't get any mana. Archmage is basically a magic mortar at this point. Double mana pot. Labby's goal, destroy this army with Impale. And Impale 3 is so powerful. Plus the heal scroll, plus a couple of beetles. Tier 3 is done. Impale, let's go! Half of the HP gone. We have plenty of coils. And the ghouls are coming in. Frenzy is ready in a second. And 40, I don't think he stands a chance here anymore. The push is broken. Expo is up. Tier 3 is done. What can possibly stop Labby now? Archmage. Ooh, almost surrounded. Blizzard 3 will be crazy. Next coil. Next coil. Worried here. Dude, Blizzard is mental. 15,000 damage. Mountain King finally dies in level 2. Crypt Lord should be safe again. But we were with an Invo potion. Oh, unfortunate. But this is a wild, wild back and forth. Still 2 base, 1 base, tier 3, tier 2. Level 5. Mountain King level 4. Apparently not over yet. So sick to have that shop here now. Massive Impale. Labby's army is non-existent. He's spending everything on items. For him, this is Black Friday on a Monday. You also get these scam discounts. If one hero falls, this game is over. Blocking with the ghoul. There's an Invo potion. Maybe he uses it this time. Trying to get the shop up for mana potions. For more Blizzard. And now we got the Lich. And now we got an Orb. And we just get more ghouls. Labby is like, screw you guys, you can nerf them all you want. They still carry me to victory. Archmage dead, Blizzard gone, no more Brilliance Aura. And then at some point the Fiends will either run out of life or out of mana. And they're gonna be useless. Lich in trouble. Passes the Orb because he knows the Lich is gonna die, but at least he still got the Orb. Second time a 40 hero falls with the Invo potion. That is not ideal. 40 plays Elf Keck. Somehow he's still got the money for the second Tavern Revive. But that's it. LabyRinth in the first tournament game of the 2 strongest undead human players gets a 2-0 over 40. With 2 very, very, very different styles. Lich opener, win for Labby. Crypt Lord opener, win for Labby. That man is the best undead versus human player there is. My pregnancy test came back positive from that impale. Oh man, 40 in the lower bracket. We gotta say though, whomever his opponent is, whether that's 120 or Infi, 40 will still be the big favorite. But Labby whooped his ass today. He did. He did. Of course, this was not a perfect play by any of the players, but it was enough. It was enough. And it's a $7,000 tournament. 40. Of course, we know he shows his strength, his real strength in the tier 1 tournaments. But this was a true test, and Labby with flying colors, man, passed that test. Yang Fang, thank you very much, man. 5 more gifties. Good play by Labby. Exceptional play by Labby. And coming in with different twists every time. And it's so good to see. I think I say this for the second time. It's so good to see that Super League wasn't a fluke. He is able to repeat these performances. 3-1 in Super League versus Fortitude. Now at 2-0. In the show matches, you know, it goes back and forth. And maybe that was a Labby off day. Today was a semi-40 off day. Couple of unnecessary hero kills. But this was the big meta test. Lajuk, what's up, what's up, what's up? Thank you for the raid. And apparently, Undead is still playable. Undead is still able to get wins, even against the very best. Will we make a Reddit thread about that now too? Yesterday, the Undead whiners were up in arms. Oh, Happy loses to Colorful, unplayable. Renamed to sad. Will we get another Reddit thread here today now? Hopefully. Hopefully. Turns out, better player still wins. And we get more game tape, more matches, more. After 40 Labby, we can't get enough of Undead vs. Human. Or at least it has the potential to be one of the best matchups we got. And I don't mind seeing that for the 4th time in a row. Is there some kind of proportion between the amount of Reddit wine threads and the actual nerf impact? Oh, that depends on who you ask. That depends on who you ask. Happy with the hero donation. If Elf did that, everybody would flame until the end of time. I did flame happy for that. On Hammerfall. Young Fang, don't backstab me. I'm equally asshole to all players who donate their heroes. And if they forget tech buildings. Neutral Neo in that regard. At least I try my best. But you also have to be fair. For the Night Elf players, that happened like 500 times already. And I always get hopeful for them, and then I'm disappointed from them, and that adds up. And other races, you know, they're rather fresh to forgetting tech buildings and donating heroes, etc. So they have a bit of credit. They're catching up. Anyway, one of my favorite matchups in Warcraft 3. Historically. Infi vs 120. The big breakthrough of 120 came with the win over Infi at GCS Spring 2017. No, GCS Fall 2016, where 120, after 2 failed finals, finally became a world champion in a match versus Infi. A celebratory anime dead at the end of that series on Amazonia. That's a long time ago. It's still magic in the air when these guys face each other. In Super League, there were wild games between the two. Both lost their opening match against the opposing race. 120 was beaten by Fortitude, Infi was beaten by LabyRinth, and now they fight for survival for the final day. Fortitude is waiting in the lower bracket final. And that's not a pretty look for any of the players. Our first semifinal should be LabyRinth versus Colorful. And then the winner faces Focus, and then we have our top 4. Archmage versus Lich or Cryptlord? Cryptlord again. 120 doesn't believe in the Lich. I'm a bit disappointed. Does the Super League count as World Championship? I kinda only count games as World Championship when all parts of the world have the chance to qualify somehow. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it was such a high class league with, yeah, it is a World Championship.
A player's forces are under attack.
the third we got this year. I guess we don't have an official World Championship. That always makes it a bit weird. It's definitely the highest prestige tier 1 tournament we had this year. But yeah, since we don't have anything like international or league or Katowice, we have to come up with the definitions ourselves. So, Infi, moving towards the middle. This was quite exploited earlier by Lich openings though. And we expand again. This was so far the best game on this map of the day. I mean, LabyRinth versus Fortitude. Hopefully we can recreate some magic there, even though the chances of a Dreadlord are extremely slim. A big Invo potion. Nice, can cause a lot of trouble. And a 4 ghoul run by. Infi, somewhat in position, but he doesn't have it on attack move, but rather move command. And so they don't attack the ghouls here, and so they can cause some chaos alongside the next ghouls. On the other side, Cryptlord Beetles are supposed to defend this here alone. This is guaranteed cancel. The only fear is an Archmage is around. That can't happen. Labby invested a lot of ghouls. There's no tower though. Does he want to flood the base? Infi is already on the way back. Boots, staff, can react. Nice. It always feels like these players know each other really, really well, and they read each other really, really well.
A player's forces are under attack.
Who's that one step ahead? Second cancel. Nice. And then slowly but steady, we have to ask the question, when do you want to attack? But as long as 1-0 makes sure that there's no expansion, he's fine. One base, we're fine. He could, of course, play similar to what Labby showed and tech for Wand of Negation to take the biggest weapon of Infi away. But this is a shop cancel. This ghoul squad did a lot of damage. I didn't expect, to be honest. Bit of a different approach. Keeping the Cryptlord back and using the ghouls for aggression. Oh, that's a little fun. Oh, that's a deny, not a fumbly bumbly.
A player's forces are under attack. A town is under siege.
Who makes the early game more expensive for the other? Is the question. Speaks for the matchup, man. 4 times in a row undead human. Still a bit different. Still different approaches. Still different timing. Still different balances. In terms of aggression, defense. Dude, if you give me a day full of Night Elf Orc, I might fall asleep on the broadcast. But not in this matchup. Ghouls start to fall. Feeds the Archmage a little bit. Staffs back into the main where... No, he didn't staff into the bait. Oh, he staffs aggressive to the Haunted. 7 seconds. Infi has to TP though. The Footmen don't have enough damage. He didn't have enough mana. And the Expo comes up 1-2-0 with a sweet defense. And Infi with the tap out. GG. The failed staff. He knew he couldn't get his own Expo up. He knew he couldn't threaten 1-2-0's base anymore. GG. And 1-2-0 with quite an upset here, I gotta say. I had an Infi win in my book. Okay. Okay. 1-0, man. Cooking a little bit. Surprise, surprise. This doesn't mean that the next 1 or 2 games are going to be the same length of the same domination. The next game might just be 4 minutes and Infi wins. Very possible, to be fair. Very, very possible. Infi is no 40, but 1-2-0 is no happy or labby either. I feel like he was very outmatched by the ghoul pushes. First 3 ghouls, then 7 ghouls, Expo wrecked, Chop wrecked, no clarities. Brilliance Aura wasn't enough. And there you go. First time today we see Concealed. And this surprises me. Infi's loser's pick is Concealed Hill? Really? Very, very tough to Expo, and Infi is not a rifle pusher usually. But as you see on the broadcast, usually all games between them are incredibly close. Pretty evenly matched. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see a 1-0. More games for us. Man, we are 2 hours into the broadcast and potentially 3 maps away from the entire group being played. Archmage, Cryptlord, no adjustments in first hero. Of course, we're all waiting. I just assume this because I am waiting for 1-2-0 to blast out the Tet Fiends again. Reading books is time consuming. True. But who does that anymore? Dude, there's audiobooks. There's LLM summaries. Nobody needs to read books anymore. Oh. But maybe that's why I'm a dumb streamer. Maybe there's a correlation. Double cell once again. Dude, this is such a weird sight still. That this is the main base. 5 buildings. But it does make sense. Inventory is stacked anyway. You got summons afterwards anyway. Especially on this map, you got a heal fountain. Why would you need it anymore? An anti-messy attitude that the undead's got. Bit annoying, but you know, a couple of Acolyte shuffles should be fine. Again, the balance of defense and offense. Are you staffing across? Do you have anything ready? Is selling the Tome of Relics really worth it? Yes! This matchup is very, very, very timing dependent. If you sell the Tome of Relics, you get resources for the Haunted Goldmine faster. And if you start the Haunted Goldmine faster, obviously it has more HP. So the Archmage is arriving a couple of seconds later. These couple of seconds give the Haunted Goldmine more HP, and that can make the difference between getting the Expo up and not getting the Expo up. And if you get the Expo up, you're in a very, very good spot. If you get the Expo kicked, you're in a bad spot. And then getting the bit of gold and the bit of lumber back does make the difference. Water Elemental surrounded right next to the Nerub. Can he keep it close though? Archmage damage shouldn't be enough. He can't. And now, despite the Tome of Relics, this might still be a cancel. As this can also be followed up. This looked like a cancel, I think. In the meantime, we are causing big, big trouble in Infi's base. He didn't cancel. It didn't look like it, but yet. Oh, I was looking at the wrong resources. I thought he has 300 lumber. Oh, Labby, that's bad, bruv. Yeah, so much about optimizations and timings, etc. Oops, but hey, I guess on the other side. Did I say Labby? 120. My god, I'm truly turning into Remo. First, I start the broadcast muted. Now I confuse players. What's next? Working out? It's still somewhat hard to read. But Archmage is causing trouble. Stop correcting the best caster of all time. Mr. Cool, thank you very much for that. But what if I'm just the best caster of all time, if you mean me, because of input like that? Because you got my back. Dude, there's still just carnage everywhere. Nobody's teching. We just one base, tier 1, murder with summons everywhere. Ooh, that's a gift though. Wait. This is a freshly summoned water elemental. We need a little bit of extra damage here. Oh, got it! Okay. Infi has no water elementals anymore. If he stops the Archmage from attacking, there's a real chance. Micro the Nerub! Micro the Nerub! There we go! Oh, they're so close! The two swords. We have no impale here and he has to cancel eventually! Ridiculous game here. A game on a knife's edge. Or on a sword's edge in this case. Ghouls are marching across. The Telestaff has been used for the defense. And maybe he should have defended a little bit earlier. Materazzi, thank you for the 42.
Why did him feel in dank for urinine zets?
It's never not funny when this lady reads in German. Thank you. He said, thank you for your commitment. 8 minutes in. Nobody has an expo. Nobody has a tech. But 120 feels confident enough.
A player's force is under attack.
Oh, do ghouls have enough damage? Yup. Easy. See? 8 ghouls do the same as 2 footmen. Should stop this. But it's too funny. Round and round and round the expo cancel goes. Where it will stop, nobody knows. Probably never. Another cancel right there. This is, of course, good levels. We got Impale 2 now. We got a little bit of extra mana. And that might be... Oh, wait. That is wide open. 120. That was not a class surround, I gotta say. And 120 is getting the tech. He's halfway there. But Infi is getting the expo up this time. As 120 is in full defense mode. And another. Man, this aggression is not necessarily necessary if he gets that surround. Okay, a little bit of damage done, but expo is up. Very different game for both of these players now. 120 is on a timer, but gets big weapons soon. Infi is catching up with the tech. And that's way easier than catching up in economy. Will this game be decided by one failed surround?
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, it's never just one move, but... About that. Impale to stop the regen and for some hits. Justified, I think. Oh, he bought a second set. Okay. We have no mana currently, and 120's Alta is late. Seriously, this needs to stop. Undead Discord, we need an intervention with Happy, Labby, and 120. We need to send post-its to China, Korea, and Moscow that our pro players will pin on the screen that reminds them to build the altar. At least he got a shop here. That's gonna be nice. This time, Infi gets the shredder without it being blown up. Or maybe it's gonna be... Impale is ready! But the heal's gone as well. Nonox, thank you for the 7 months. Lasted battle for the golem. Infi gets it. No, oh! 120 got it. But the big mana potion nicely picked up by Infi. So tech is the same. Expansion is also the same now. From what I've seen, there seem to be more options, timing-wise, for undeads to expand at tier 2 and tier 3. Labby showed it, and now 120 shows it. Good sign. Yeah, this should be pretty fortified. But we got Crypt Lord 5, man. That is gigantic. So much damage. No Wand of Negation. DK will bring that.
Player's forces are under attack.
Zeppelin drop Infi into the main. But that's why the Crypt Lord is so good. Impale can stop this. For a while at least. Big Nottle. Thank you for the 19. Acolyte kills during the tech, obviously never great. And there's little to no anti-air. One gargoyle could have solved this, and this causing way more trouble than expected. Impale is hitting hard now. Infi can eject whenever he wants, basically. Ghouls are coming in for damage. That's the sign, like, we did enough. We got him off the map. Mountain King is here. We can level now. And we can go Griffins. And that's when 120 gets in trouble. Without a Lich, without a Dreadlord, without Gargoyles, what do you do? Isn't it worth it to get one Spike Carapace versus Footman? I don't think so. The thing with defensive stuff is your opponent can just choose to not attack you, and Footmen are usually attacking ghouls, beetles, towers, expos, anything but the Crypt Lord, really. There might be a little bit of chip damage from Archmage and Water Elementals, but that's about it. And beetles are goated, and Impale is goated. So not only is the passive not great, the alternatives are great. Don't look as cool though. I love as a visual modifier if the beetles of the Crypt Lord would be on the Crypt Lord, like the spawns of Sin in Final Fantasy X. That'd be sick. Anyway, Destroyer Bust! And we only have 2 gyros. And we only have 2 towers. And we have a level 3 Impale that's just waiting. He's not doing anything. Do something. Spend your mana. Bro, 120. What are you doing? You got one of the strongest AoE spells and you're not using it. Maybe it's not necessary though. Lich is here. Crypt Lord is here. Infi is at tier 3. Arcane done for. Oh, we're waiting for the arrival of more gyros. There is no flak cannons. This only single target. Problem remains. Not a great anti-air solution here. Infi is doing a good job. Focusing fiends. Coils are there. Who wins the air battle again? Dispel. Good now. Next Impale hits both of the heroes. DK needs more coils defensively. Destro fallen. Level 5. Infi is throwing everything into this defense. 120 is still far, 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 far ahead. Needs more dispels though. Gotta spam that one. But Infi. What's left? What's left? I don't think anything. GG! 120 2-0's Infi, and that's the second undead win versus human in a row. Undead unplayable. 120, man. Not bad, not bad. That tier 3 push with that tier 2 expo was working wonderfully. Economy was in favor of Infi, but the timings were in favor of 120 with a double slaughterhouse. It's not something you see every day. That was very, very, very decisive. Infi not on point and feels like his great shape of Super League is somewhat over. Unfortunately. Maybe it's too early for him as well. Who knows? But yeah, his Super League games have oftentimes been a lot better. And since then, little bit of a slump, unfortunately. Or at least can't hold that level consistently. And 120, that looked smooth. that looked almost simple. Did it well, man. He did it well. One last match today in this group. Infi finished 7th in Super League. Don't know about great shape. That's if you only look at the pure placement. But we have more nuance than that. And look at the performance at that time. And those were great. He defeated a Kaho. Unthinkable now. 3-1 Starbuck, 3-1 Focus. 3-2 Lawliot. Very good performance versus 40 and Happy as well. Infi was, I think Infi was very good in Super League. Why unthinkable? Because I think Kaho has stepped it up big time. Kaho number 2 ELO ranking. Kaho defeats Fortitude now. So I think an Infi win versus Kaho now is unthinkable. For me? Infi was one of the players who almost always got a map win. That is correct. Tu cherchais en français pour m'expliquer quelque chose, SVP? Fluffy Flu, blablabla. Qu'est-ce que c'est, Mabibo? Someone French is in the chat, maybe BSK. Maybe someone can help Jonathan out. It's just one of my favorite friend scenes of all time, man. It's so funny. Learning French with friends. Ah, it's goated, man. It's goated. You almost said, what is my dick? Happens, man. Happens. Well, well, well. One last match in this group. We got Fortitude, who was defeated 2-0 by LabyRinth against 1-0s, coming straight from a 2-0 win over Infi. All 2-0s here today. It is quite a bit of a surprise that Fortitude is in the lower bracket. But Labby was better today. We have seen this game before today, and it was very one-sided, and Fortitude came in as the favorite, and he left as the winner. That was 2 hours ago. So what changed? 40? Did he lose the momentum? And does 1-0 stand a chance this time? And does he have any special strategies? We definitely have different maps today. It is Autumn Leaves, not Springtime, not Concealed, not Northern Isles, but Autumn Leaves. Crypt Lord again. An Archmage. Yeah, I guess we all expect 40 to win here, but never underestimate 1-0.
A player's forces are under attack.
Ah, SVP is s'il vous plaît. That makes sense. So the winner goes up against Focus in tomorrow's playoffs. The semifinals will be best of 5, the grand final then best of 7.
A player's forces are under attack.
Sorry. I'm suffocating a little bit. 1 sec. Ay, ay, ay. Wrong pipe. Mamma mia. Mizo Tamari, thank you for the 8 months. Nah, Chad, I'm back. I got an Ankh. I got an Ankh, dude. It's all I need. You're not getting rid of me. No, 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 no. So obviously, we try to get Expos up again. And 1-0's split ghoul pushes that he played before are working quite nicely, I gotta say, if he can continue to deal with these footman splits. No level 3 yet, no staff, no boots. Still 40, in a very good position. 1-0. All out defense. A couple of units are across the map. That's all the ghouls. And if the ghouls aren't here, it's relatively simple to break through. I don't think 1-0 is accomplishing anything here, but he's pressuring this Archmage big time. Fumbles this around big time as well. Mamma mia. It is still 1 base, 1 base.
A player's forces are under attack.
Now the surround sticks. Okay, not ideal. 40 has to work with a lot of militia calls to deal with the ghouls. That's what this accomplishes first and foremost. Brought 1-0 back, or 40 back, I guess. And a couple of kills going 1-0's way. Now level 3. Easy to creep Expo, even though the trolls get Bloodlust and then they dash out some damage. 40's tech will be late no matter what. Question is how fast 1-0 can tech. Always fascinating how all 3 undeads have very, very different ideas of this matchup. And are not just following one strict plan. 40 though, he has a plan. Unhaunt this gold mine. He is the exorcist of these gold mines. And 1-0 fumbles this around again, makes it so the Archmage can help to attack the gold mine. And there's no way this is finishing in 45 seconds. Cancelled again. Impale though, forcing a town portal, very expensive. And the ghouls are ready, and mana is kinda low. I really, really, really like the new addition of 1-0 using more ghoul run-bys. This is something I haven't seen before in his play. It's mostly distracting instead of getting actual damage done. But when you have to defend, you can't attack. Simple. And that's what's going for the Archmage here. Pretty much the entire game. Second Ziggurat, and we're shifting gears for an early graveyard this time. Now, shoes on the other foot, or whatever the Crypt Lord has. Onto Acolytes we go, onto Peasants we go, and man, with the towers not up yet, that's a bit of a slaughter. So far, it's only damage, low kills. Level 3 Crypt Lord would be so important. 24 seconds, 15 seconds till Arcane! A monstrous impale. Only level 1, of course, and he's getting surrounded. 40 shows him how it's done. While pressing forward in the north is no TP, just the staff. But what can you do against the water elementals? Again, the surrounds don't stick, man. Can you deal with the water elemental? And how much damage is being done? He sacrificed every single ghoul. Utter carnage everywhere. But Expo is up in a bit. Lumber is there. He can tech soon. And 120 didn't tech. 120 did the Expo. And 120 doesn't want to play anymore. GG. Fortitude sets the tone for the rest of the series. Is one step away from the semifinal. After the little blunder in the main. Those ghouls there at the Expo maybe lost a little bit of track. But the big flaw. Missed surrounds. That's unacceptable. If you aim for 3+ surrounds and you get not even 1. No. No. That's not it. I think it was solid though for a long time. I think it was solid for a long time. The undead streak has been broken. Ghouls are bad again. This is the flip-flopping in the discussion right now. If the undeads win the last game we showed on stream, ghouls are still alright and maybe need to be nerfed more. If the human wins the game, ghouls are unplayable. This is what you this is the narrative now. Did they nerf ghouls or something? Mr. Baghead. They did make an attempt to nerf ghouls indeed. -1 damage on all of them. We are racing through this day, man. 3 hours for a GSL group. Unbelievable. Can we get the first game 3 in this entire group? It's been 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and now it's 1-0. Match points 40. Everybody expected him to be in the finals, but that's what they said about Happy yesterday too. And then he lost to Colorful twice. Maybe you should change it so every second ghoul is mine. Nice. Crypt Lord Archmage. For the majority of the games, this was still the case. But yeah, in case you're tuning in later, 120, the weakest of the 3 top undeads in this matchup. Fortitude, the strongest of the 3 humans in this matchup. 3 undeads, of course, being 120, Happy, Labby. With the humans, it's Fortitude, Sock, Infi. And then, I guess, we expand again. On this map, I could actually see a rifle push.
player's forces are under attack.
So far, so standard. 1-0, as we've seen the entire day, selling Alta and Shop. The new standard, it seems, in Asian Warcraft.
A player's forces are under attack.
Claws, nice find. Ring of Region, of course, somewhat optimal for the Crypt Lord. But he will never say no to the claws. His might cannot be matched, and with claws, his might grows even stronger. So level 2 creeping it is. And 1-0 is collecting a lot of army again. Ghouls here, beetles, Fortitude, perfect track. Oh, no last hit. That's a shame. Double claw for 40. Oh, Jesus. It's relatively simple with these items to hold this now. This Archmage is an artillery. And 1-0 has a tough task ahead of it.
A player's forces are under attack.
Expo is done though. Expo is just finished. 40 is not going for any counter aggression just yet. And you know what? I'm not sure if I like this. Yeah, job's done. Expo delayed. It was simple.
A player's forces are under attack. Player's forces are under attack.
And now how do you salvage this? We have a level advantage, but there's gonna be spirit towers up soon. 1-0 changes the rhythm into more creeping. Here's the counter attack, but 2 Neroops up and he can close that gap if he wants to. How do I use my Prime sub here? Good question! Exclamation mark Prime. You connect your Twitch account, your Prime account to your Twitch account, and then you can use your Prime for free here.
Player's forces are under attack.
Still a force to be reckoned with here, with Footman, as it always is. We even use Backpack. That's a rare sight for a human early on. Ghoul retreats, kinda sweet. We get a couple of Footmen left and right. The classic mass murder in a human undead early game. And 40 still gets stuff done offensively. Switching now into defense. And 1-0 got the altar up in time. Can we get a round of applause for an undead who can build his altar in time? Thank you. This was a couple of losses with no second necropolis up. But we got ghouls across the map chasing for these footmen. 40 also taken for quite a bit now. can't really allow too many mistakes. Of course, with this being a Cryptlord build, the late game is for 40. 120 played a deadly destroyer push versus Infi before, and I can surely see this happening again. It might be his only chance. Archmage is so strong, guys. Archmage is so strong. It's all about time. This won't be a Destro push since he's massing Fiends. Oh, true. And he can't tech yet because he has to remake 2 Acolytes. And he's out of gold. Maybe he's pushing even earlier. Maybe he just stays on tier 2 and goes in. Defense with the Cryptlord only, of course, dearly missed in the offense, but... Oh, Sappers! Didn't see that coming. Man, 2 very impactful Sappers here today. Spirit Tower still up. Doesn't do much damage against Footmen. That's why we target the Water Elementals. So many Footmen. What an oppressive unit this is. In the meantime, 120 with his Fiends trying to pressure towers. And there is no guard tower. So Footman Militia gotta clean it up here. Cryptlord gets healed by a coil. Acolytes dancing nicely. I feel like Fortitude's push timing is over with the arrival of the DK. What about the Fiends though? This... the Militia. No, you can't get 2 coils here when I praise you as the best Fiend player in the world the entire time and then you lose 2 of them versus Militia. Ouch! That's 400 gold. 120 is not looking. Oh, snap. What the fuck? Well, you know, with 120, sometimes he plays really great and sometimes his cat controls the mouse and the keyboard. Quite an understatement to say that that was a disaster. Tier 3 now almost at the same time. Cryptlord definitely underleveled and this wasn't even a Mountain King. Picard facepalm. 40 gets a big gift. A big gift. Because of course you want to hit everything a little faster, because the longer the game goes with these armies, the better it is for 40. We've seen him delete armies with Mass Griffins before. And the chances are good that he's doing that again. Footman losses don't matter that much. Levels matter, and we got level 5 Archmage. Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
A player's forces are under attack.
Last hit with Impale maybe? Oh, 40 not playing around it. Subi Mask found before. Item here, Wand of the Wind. As we always say, play-making item. Man, what would I give, by the way, for an item that gives you Unholy Frenzy? It'd be so cool. Except on a Demon Hunter or Blade. But, you know, Dispel. Or Bloodlust. Or Inner Fire.
A player's forces are under attack.
This Mountain King is gonna be such a beast. He's going Clap again, right? Should be. Against 120, who's always heavy on Fiends. Clap seems like almost a no-brainer, especially with this Archmage level, especially with this MK inventory. And then we make it Clap. Just like Buster Rhymes.
A player's forces are under attack.
Feels like 40 is playing circles around 120 to stall more and more and more. Yo, Blade Master GG, I appreciate you're new and all, but you're whining a little much. Can you tone it down? That would be lovely. You've been here 2 days and you only talk balance, like it's a bit annoying. Destros are here. He got a couple of kills with the Impale. Okay, Beetle follow-up, 120, nice move. Will that save your Expo though? No. Just no. No TP, no speed. And now we just TP away. This is the last moment where the supply will be even. This is the last moment where 120 has the slightest bit of a chance. Good Impale Nova combo. And here we go then. Big air fights, but without Carrion Swarm, without Darks. This is an outmatch, and it feels like it's just history repeating. Oh, Mountain King dead. Keck? Okay, that comes as a surprise. But you know what? Griffins are like semi-heroes. They can't attack destroyers, but I guess that's about it. We don't have the Mountain King here, otherwise a lot more would fall. This is a bit more competitive than I thought, but with 2 Fiends this low, with the DK this low, with Gyros coming in, it's still looking very bad for 120. Look at that supply plummeting. 120's biggest fan, North Drakkar, in tears as he has been eliminated. And Fortitude, unlike Happy, is advancing to the semifinal. Focus versus 40 tomorrow. And that means we got 1 player of each race in the top 4. And we got 1 player of each race in the top 4 of ELO. And that's not even the same player. This game is perfectly balanced. Of course, it is. It's proven. It's proven now. So, this has been the day, everybody. This was supposed to show us the balance between human and undead, and 1 undead makes it through and 1 human makes it through. It is map-wise, what is it? 4 to 6, right? Yep. So even with the ghoul nerf, Undead's still greater human. In this case, I think this represents the skill of the player in this matchup today. Labby was the best and the sharpest, brought innovation with Lich DK Dreadlord Gargs. That was sick. That was by far the best match. Like, not even a competition. Springtime versus 40, match of the day. Easy. Plus, the Hammerfall boom boom zapper thingy. That was Pog. Or Pod, play of the day. Pod. Very, very cool that was. Infi and 1-0 eliminated, but that was kind of foreseeable. For 1-0, kind of cool that he gets the 2-0 win over Infi. Did not expect that. But then again, Fortitude is the best human versus undead player. Labby is the best undead versus human player. And the best players in the matchup went through. That's what it is. Is it true that Kid Neo had a rabbit which disappeared and later you had a rabbit at Christmas dinner? Yes, Maddie, that is a true story. I told that yesterday. I was told the rabbit is now at an upstate farm. It probably still is. So what has Colorful found out? Happy Slayer? He found out that if you click that button that looks like a drink, your heroes stay alive. Mind blown. Crazy. Nah, Colorful played so good yesterday. Colorful played on most maps very close to perfection when it comes to hero handling, shop control, and resource management.
122 months of the best WC entertainment. Keep up all the good work and shout out to all the rabbits living on farms upstate.
Oh, Aeroplane, 10 years and 2 months, dude. These numbers will never not make me incredibly happy. That's just mental. Like, if you think about it, that it's more than a decade, it's just... I know I say this every month, but come on. Like, how many people do you have in life that follow you for 10 years and appreciate you for 10 years? It's not normal. And I'm not taking such things for granted. Was there anything else? Yes! Did I talk about this before on stream? I wanted to, but did I? I think so. We want to make changes, or we will make changes to our weekly cup. Crazy! Thank you for the sub. We posted this today on our Discords. We have a tournament Discord and a regular Discord. And I posted, because yesterday was the last weekly cup in September. So next week is the monthly finals. And then in October, we want to start a bit fresh with reform, basically. Because this is supposed to be a cup for kind of everyone, right? We don't have an MMR limit. We have no restrictions whatsoever, but still we want people to have fun. Currently, because of how, like, when we came up, or when we introduced this cup, there were like, I don't know, 50 players, 60 players. That has slowed down, arguably. And that also means that, especially in the first round, the level of the opponents is super different. We play single elimination with the seeding, so the very good players face the not so good players. And then a lot of stuff in the middle. That means the lower level players have zero fun if they face a Hawk, Sonic, Sheik, Starbuck, Chemico, whatsoever. So we want to switch stuff from single elimination to double elimination, from early on best of 3 to a lot of best of 1, where we have upset potential in a best of 1. And then we make a cut at the final 4, so we don't play the winner bracket final, we don't play the lower bracket final, and those 4 are then the semi-finalists. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. Give me your thumbs. If you have reservations about this, let me know. If you have any feedback, post it on the Discord or here in the Twitch chat or on the socials. Input is great because we might miss things. Oktoberfest? Not in my region, brother. Not in my region. Oktoberfest is for the Southerners. Seems good, says Ich bin cool. Just make it triple elim. There is no automated brackets for triple elim. Otherwise, I really like triple elim because it combines the easiness of a bracket with the coolness of Swiss. Swiss is my favorite format. Easy. By far. The problem is, with all available platforms, with Swiss system, you gotta wait till all games of the round are over. And that sucks in a cup because then everyone has to wait for that one match that isn't finished yet. And that's not practical for a community cup. Swiss best. Because of you, Yang Feng. Because of you. So yeah, hopefully people like it. Oh, Sharky, you really want that plug, huh? You really want me to tell you that you will be on stream later? Yeah, this is not the end of the coverage today. I will take a little break because I will have 2 streams today. Later at 8 p.m. we do Fountain of Mana. It is Sharky, our 16-year-old young German talent, versus Qbert, a widely renowned Rara caster, coach. And we're gonna do some pre-match interviews and gonna watch the games, and we'll see who does better in Fountain of Mana. Sharky, wanna do player camps? Qbert will win with one hand. Oh, Ich bin cool. He's playing Sharky, not you. But Sharky also promised me he's gonna win against Hawk, and he didn't. Loser interview? Oh, for sure. Is Creepjack this week? Oh, damn. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Because my mom's birthday is on Friday. But I don't know yet. Friday? That is Friday? How would you know that? Oh, because I just said it and they said that's Friday. Yeah, but I gotta travel if I go. All right, so far the changes only got thumbs up. So far everybody says they like the changes to the weekly. Yeah, I think this will go through. But the plan is today Fountain of Mana. Today also, if nothing happens till then, start of my Re-Reforged playthrough, because the new Re-Reforged chapter is coming out on Wednesday. And I'm already behind the plan. But Re-Reforged is the best way to play the Warcraft campaign in 2025 by far. And the next chapter is coming. And we're gonna watch the trailer together before we say goodbye and raid people. Is it sunny? Yeah, it's this tiny little moment where it's sunny outside. And since I didn't have much time over the weekend to catch any sun, I'll take the opportunity now. And then Re-Reforged. Here.
Where is the entrance to?
Hey, not just yet, buddy. Not just yet. Last thing. OperaGX, we're getting close to 300. We get an extra payout at 300. So if you want to do us a favor, !OperaGX, download, sign up, enjoy all the benefits of OperaGX like built-in ad block and VPN and AI assistant and all that good stuff that I told you about a million times already. And then we're back at 8. And then we watch Sharky and Qbert. And then we also play Re-Reforged. Re-Reforged is insane. It's done by insane monsters, so it has to be insane. Why is that so great? Check it out yourself.
Where is the entrance to your land, elf?
You will never enter Quel'Thalas, fallen prince.
The energies of this place are strong.
Greetings, Death Knight.
It is a pool of mystical energy from which the elves draw their immortal powers.
That is far enough, Prince Arthas. Your march ends here.
You wouldn't dare.
charged.
저 어그로 풀리네. 저 때리니까 어그로 풀리네. 좋겠다, 좋았다. 아까 그 6골 날 뻔했는데. 그 이후. 버그다. 이제 안 걸리나도 걸리네. 버그. KK야 10분 만에 게임 걸렸는데 뭐하니 버그 걸리는데.